on the corner of 25 West Main Street in downtown Vermilion. The Spa at Winnie Mae's is proud to support programming on Coyote News. The Spa at Winnie Mae's, providing salon and spa services for men, women, and children.
Coming up on the Red Report, the Dakota Dome will now be serving alcohol at sporting events.
Also, Ubers finally arrived for USD students. The Red Report starts right now.
What you're about to watch is a news parody. Its stories are not fact-checked, its reporters are not real journalists, and its opinions are not fully thought through.
We'll get to those stories and more, but first.
Starting in the fall, USD's campus will see a dramatic increase in students and livestock. President Abbott announced yesterday that SDSU and USD will be combined into one institution. The decision comes after a SDSU student's tractor caught fire and the blaze spread across the Jackrabbit campus. Governor Dennis Dugard says there are no state funds to replace the Brookings buildings. Protests have already erupted across USD's campus. The South Dakota Board of Regents has decided to increase the credit limit for all university students. So if you thought you were graduating next weekend, you may need to think again. Students were previously required to complete a minimum of 120, but now it's 160 to graduate. President Donald Trump is calling for a nationwide ban on United Airlines. Trump says that he'll no longer allow Americans to use the airline after his daughter, Ivanka Trump, was drugged off a plane early this morning. United Airlines issued a statement that claims Ivanka was acting belligerent and that the act was company policy. And those are your headlines. And now let's take a look at weather with Lauren Solik. Lauren?
Santa Claus is coming to town a bit early. Although April showers typically bring May flowers, Vermilion is expected to receive 15 inches of snow beginning later this evening. Not to worry though, the new bike share program is offering snowmobiles for students to get to class with instead, because as all USD students know, we rarely cancel classes for any amount of snow. And that's your Red Report weather.
President Donald Trump has fired Vice President Mike Pence. In a statement to the press, Trump says Pence has ties to former President Barack Obama, his arch nemesis. Pence has denied all claims of ties. However, the Red Report has obtained pictures of Pence and Obama participating in a bromance. Sources are also claiming that Pence is in and Biden is out.
Football and beer are a perfect duo, and now you can have both at USD. The Red Report's Cheyenne Alexis says Dakota Dome officials are preparing for the change.
Games at the Dakota Dome won't lose most of their audience in the second half anymore. The Dome will now be selling beer at concessions and even in vending machines. Students across campus are thrilled by this news.
Well, I think it's about time they bring in some beer and allow beer around here. It's only going to help people. It's more safe than it is unsafe, and I would say. I mean, people's arguments, they just don't know because they don't got a beer in their hands.
USD students can also use their flex to purchase beer.
Well, I think I'm going to have to go ask for some more flex now that they allow it. I actually got something to buy and worth my money now.
There are stricter rules being enforced with this new purchase. Students are encouraged to recycle their cans, be careful not to fall on the stairs, and avoid accidents with their bicycles as well as cars to keep USD a safe space for all football lovers. For the Red Report, I'm Cheyenne Alexis.
Students can only purchase beer if they are over 21, so bring your driver's license, student ID card, and a designated driver. Coming up, a new dress code is being put in place at USD. Find out more after the break.
Introducing the Multi-Tool Unlimited. Years of research and development has created a versatile tool to help with the everyday lives of regular people. Made from a fine aged mahogany tree, this item allows you to Shut the door. Open the curtains. Dial a keypad. Wash the dishes. It's microwave safe. And it will even help you get rid of those people who just won't stop harassing you. With 5 easy payments of $24.99, this item can be yours. Call today.
What you're about to watch is a news parody. Its stories are not fact-checked, its reporters are not real journalists, and its opinions are not fully thought through.
Welcome back. USD just celebrated its 155th birthday over the weekend, and the campus is looking better than ever. USD's state-of-the-art infrastructure has held up well throughout the years, and even looks better following recent reconstruction projects.
Construction on campus never disrupts students' lives. It's not like they cause bogus fire alarms or anything.
One of USD's most notable buildings, Julian Hall, continues to reflect high standards for accessibility and cleanliness. Utilities are available upon request, and safety amenities have been considered to serve students. Even animals have taken the advantage of the high-quality facilities. While USD does operate with a traditional sewage system, administrators are considering looking into a more sustainable restroom option. Well-placed porta potties have become so popular, plans include adding at least one in each campus parking lot.
Construction of the wall on the southern border began today. After many failed attempts to get Mexico to pay for the wall, President Trump says the money will come from colleges and universities. President Jim Abbott agrees with the plan and announced an increase of $5 per credit hour for every USD student. The increase will begin starting in the fall. Some students may have heard about the Freshman 15, but the Red Report's Keaton Dieter found out how one student took it to the next level.
Behind me is the home of Pierce Moradin, a sophomore at USD whose goal is to gain as much weight as humanly possible before he inevitably dies of cardiac arrest at age 30.
Coming into college, most kids are afraid to gain the freshman 15, but I took this as an opportunity, a challenge, and I fulfilled it with everything I possibly could to gain as much weight as I could. This was me back in high school. Now I'm living the real me in my real life.
Once I saw Pierce gain all that weight, I decided to just basically give up on everything important in life and just eat as much food as I could.
Every once in a while, I'll consider working out or try working out, but then I just stop myself in my tracks and realize it's just a waste of time, and this is not how life should be lived.
But some students, such as Riley Hennies, a sophomore at USD, are too afraid to give in to the Pierce philosophy.
I feel like by going against him and his disciples, I'm taking the high road and being the better person.
When I was in high school, I wanted to go to the NBA, maybe play overseas, definitely try and play college basketball, but I decided that that lifestyle was overrated, so I started to eat the food I wanted to eat and become as fat as I wanted to be.
Whether or not Pierce will achieve his goal of gaining as much weight as he can is a sight that's yet to be seen. But for now, we can only hope that he inspires all incoming freshmen to gain as much weight as they can and follow their dreams. For the Red Report, I'm Keaton Dieter.
USD provides dining places such as Chick-fil-A and Qdoba to help you reach your goal.
Breaking news straight from the White House. President Donald Trump has named his new vice president. Former 2016 political opponent Hillary Clinton will be joining the conservatives and leaving her Democratic views behind. Some have speculated about Clinton's possible friendship with Obama, but former Secretary of State Clinton claims she never had relations with that man.
If your favorite color is red, you're in luck. The Red Report's Nathan Finster says that you will now be required to wear it.
Red-colored articles of clothing are a familiar sight on campus. However, it will soon become a mandatory part of every student's wardrobe. President Abbott recently announced that coming this fall, all USC students are required to wear a red uniform every day.
What? No, red uniforms, that's a terrible idea.
Yes, what is your opinion on that?
I think it's a terrible idea. I like wearing my normal clothes all day.
While there is some backlash behind the uniforms, there are some students who are excited for them. Junior Kelly Howell says uniforms are a thing she's all too familiar of.
I have had previous experience with uniforms. I wore uniforms all the way from kindergarten all the way through 8th grade growing up, so I'm all for them.
She says that she has plenty of red in her closet and is prepared. Howell also says she's excited for the unity between students these uniforms will bring.
I am all for taking away individual style, and that way when we all look the same, there's no form of discrimination amongst anyone.
To any student that goes against the required uniforms will have to spend a night in the Vermilion jail. Howell says she is willing to help the Vermilion and University Police catch the culprits.
UPD, if you need help going after anyone, I got you.
For the Yote Report, I'm Nathan Finster.
The uniform policy will be implemented next Wednesday. Still to come, Coyote Crystal ends the semester with some special guests. Hear from them, or maybe not, when we come back.
What you're about to watch is a news parody. Its stories are not fact-checked, its reporters are not real journalists, and its opinions are not fully thought through.
Welcome back. Do you enjoy putting aside your responsibilities and drinking during the week? On Thursday, Alcoholics United had their annual pre-finals beer-a-thon. The beer-a-thon's a 24-hour beer consumption event. USD students feeling stressed for finals were allowed an opportunity to distance themselves from their homework and drink their worries away.
All my friends and stuff get together usually before the finals week, and we always have a good turnout, play some pong, do some stuff, and have a good time. It's crazy how much people get drunk before finals. It's a great time.
The fourth floor Richardson event had a smaller turnout than their previous keggers. For more information regarding next year's beer-a-thon, contact Michael Hawk. If you missed anything in the event, don't worry. Just like your alcoholic tendencies, this organization isn't going away anytime soon. Tired of walking everywhere? The Red Report's Whitney Fawkes has a new way to get you to your destination. Whitney?
Driving through Vermilion, you're bound to see some interesting sights, but you're always guaranteed to see a student walking. More often than not, that student is Allie Leonard.
I walk to class every single day.
And how long does that normally take you?
It can take me up to 15 minutes depending on where I'm going.
Luckily for this junior, Vermilion has new means of transportation. Vermilion has just established their Uber program, and the residents have already taken notice and advantage of this new service. Ashley Fritz is one of the drivers for the company.
Just moved to Vermilion, so it's my first year here, but I've been doing it for a long time.
She says business has been pretty busy.
Been pretty busy. Got my hands full.
She says there's other drivers, but she's the best around.
There's a few more, but I'm the best around.
Uber is all done through an app. Leonard used this app to get a ride to her first class of the day.
Hi, I'm Allie.
Nice to meet you.
Can you take me to Al Newhart?
Of course I can. I'm not sure where that is, but we'll figure it out. All right.
No matter the distance, Uber will take you there. Leonard says her first time using Uber was a lot of fun.
It actually was a lot of fun. My Uber driver was awesome.
She also says she would use the service again.
I think I would use her every single time, but yes, I would use it again.
For the Red Report, I'm Whitney Fawkes.
And if you're looking for a job instead of a lift, Uber is now accepting applications in Vermilion.
The SGA approved a second GAF increase Tuesday night that will go toward USD athletics. Athletic Director David Herbster says the money from this increase will be used to allow athletes a week of paid vacation, spa treatment, and exclusive access to front row parking spaces. Since the announcement, those not in athletics have voiced their disapproval, but Herbster says they need to just get over it. Now that the year is coming to an end, the Red Report's Devin Martin is live in the muck with a freshman student to find out what tips they have for next year's incoming freshmen. Devin?
Thanks, Nick. So I am supposed to interview a first-year student about their experiences so far here at USD, but my interview today did not show up. So I am joined today live in the muck with a random student named Mandy. So, Mandy, thank you for joining me today.
Yep.
So, Mandy, tell me then, what is your favorite part about USD?
Well, I absolutely hate the colors blue and yellow. I think they're horrible colors, and I don't see them anywhere here. It's mostly red.
And why don't you like the colors blue and yellow?
On the way here, I drove through a town where there's just blue and yellow everywhere, and it's a really ugly and gross-looking town. I think blue and yellow might have been their, official colors. I don't know if they had school there or something. It was up north, but it was just a really gross town, and I don't like those colors anymore.
Okay, and with that being said, have you had any strange encounters here on campus so far?
Yeah. Sometimes when I walk through the muck, there's people set up with video cameras, and they keep trying to grab me and get me to answer a really weird question, even though I'm looking at my phone as I walk past. They just don't seem to get the hint that I don't want to talk to them. And I think it's smart to look at your phone, because I don't think they know what I'm planning.
And do you know who those people are?
No, they just look like rando freshmen.
Okay, Mandy, last question. If you could offer some advice to incoming freshmen, what would you offer them?
You should definitely walk as slow as possible in the middle of the sidewalk, and if someone behind you wants to go around you, you should block their path and also walk even slower. And press the button at the crosswalk. That'll make you look super cool.
Well, Mandy, thank you for your time today.
Yep.
For the Red Report, I'm Devin Martin.
Thanks, Devin. In this week's blog, Coyote Crystal caught up with some familiar faces around campus.
This semester, I talked to students and asked them a variety of questions. But this week on Coyote Crystal, I wanted to show you what it's really like for me. So tell me, why do you let people treat you like trash all the time? What's it like being alone all the time? Like, you don't have any friends, and I don't see anyone ever around you unless if it's, really late at night. People usually are on top of you. What's that like? I could have swore I met you somewhere, and you were just a lot taller in real life. Like, did you pull an Alice in Wonderland? Did you eat a magic cookie? Like, what the heck? They say a picture says 1,000 words, but I've been here 3 years and I haven't heard you say anything. What do you have to say for yourself? You see a lot of people walk through these halls. So, Mr. Newharth, do you think I have what it takes? That's not good. Well, Lucille, 3 years and I'm still not officially behind this desk.
So I heard that we might be moving conferences. Is that correct, Levi?
Yes, that is true. And we also have a story about a team that's going out of the pool and onto the field. That's coming up next in sports.
From the people who brought you the multi-tool, introducing the Unlimited Tool. Made from the exotic material of the Australian blackwood. This allows you to wake up in the morning, or not, protecting your car from those evil doers. It can be a keychain for those days you just don't feel safe. Never again will you lose your remote in those pesky cushions. And on those days you feel like a nonconformist, the Unlimited Tool is great for breaking and entering. We're not offering one, we're not offering two. We're offering 3 Unlimited Tools for the price of $253.78. Call and get yours today.
Welcome to the transportation service, Vermilion Uber.
This is Vermilion Uber. I've got places to go and I've got things to do, so hurry up.
With expert drivers.
Yeah, like now.
Conveniently located. And a high degree of customer satisfaction. Download our app today on Google Play or the App Store.
The Coyote Twin Theaters in downtown Vermilion, providing entertainment Tuesdays through Sundays. A proud supporter of USD student media.
What you're about to watch is a news parody. Its stories are not fact-checked, its reporters are not real journalists, and its opinions are not fully thought through.
Tonight on Red Report Sports, we take a look at a USD team that's switching sports, and we've got the latest on the athletic department's big announcement. But first, the headlines with Lauren Solek. Lauren?
The Summit League is adding hockey to its current lineup of 8 men's and 9 women's sports. The league made the announcement following the addition of $5 million in funding from USA Hockey. USD Athletic Director David Herbster says that the announcement comes as a surprise, especially after the cutting of the University of North Dakota women's hockey team. No decision's been made on if USD will be adding a hockey team. The NCAA is requiring all football teams to use Nerf balls instead of the traditional leather ball. The ruling comes after the federal government introduced a panel of neurodoctors tasked with solving the international concussion crisis. The NFL has not commented on whether they'll be following the new ruling or not. Senior basketball player Tyler Flack is taking his dunking skills to a new level. Flack has been asked to star in Oreo's newest commercial. The cookie maker released a statement saying that they're looking forward to having the dunking star on board for their newest cookie campaign. The commercial will feature Flack in a cookie dunking contest. Oreo says they'll begin shooting this summer with plans to have the commercial air this fall. And those are your headlines.
USD athletics have been top-notch this year, but they're still looking to improve. The Red Report's Michaela Feldman found out how players and coaches feel about a move that will have a huge impact on Coyote sports.
They're looking for a change.
It's too easy back here in the Summit League. It's definitely a change that we need.
That's what senior swimmer Berkeley Nolan says about USD's decision to move athletics to the Big Ten. The decision came last Friday. Lucky Huber is a director of track and field and cross country for USD. He says he wasn't surprised by the move.
Well, I think it's always good to challenge yourself. And we're getting tired of going to Burbank and playing in the Burbank League, so we thought to step to the Big Ten would be a lot of fun.
Christian Fossum is a freshman swimmer for the Coyotes. He says the transition might be a little difficult at first.
It's another level step up in competition, and we'll be competing against like bigger schools that have faster swimmers, probably have more scholarships, but I think we'll be able to manage.
Huber says the biggest change they'll see is in the fans.
It'll be interesting having people actually show up for the football games and the students stay the whole time for the game. That'll be the biggest difference for us.
Fossum says it's great to be recognized for the achievements USD has had.
I think it's really good. Being from South Dakota, it's really good to see South Dakota get put up on the high pedestal with other states like Iowa, Nebraska, Wisconsin, that are all in our area.
Nolan says the move to the Big Ten is long overdue.
I think we needed to be in Big Ten a really long time ago, and it's about time that someone actually makes that change.
Huber says USD is ready for the Big Ten and just needs a few updates to the Dome before the next season. For the Red Report, I'm Michaela Feldman.
USD will officially move to the Big Ten in the fall. South Dakota's track and field team is losing one of its biggest star athletes. The Red Report's Andy Hartman is live in the muck to talk with the #1 in the nation and #3 in the world pole vaulter, Chris Nielsen. Andy?
Thanks, Levi. I'm joined today by Chris Nielsen, who's just made a huge announcement that next year he is transferring to the USD men's soccer team. He's here to tell us all about it. Thanks for joining us, Chris.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So, what made you decide to switch to soccer?
You know, I think I've played soccer my entire life from 3 to 17 years old, and then I got here and I started doing track, and I was just missing soccer a lot, so I'm going to start doing that from now on.
All right, now USD doesn't have an official men's team. Who else is playing with you? Who else is on the team?
It's actually just me. I'm going to be the team manager, the finances guy, the coach, and the player.
So how do you plan on scheduling all these events by yourself?
You know, I'm just going to kind of beg other teams to come and play me, and then hopefully things turn out kind of well.
All right, thanks, Chris.
Yep.
The USD men's soccer team will open their season this fall. Live in the muck, or for the Red Report, I'm Andy Hartman.
Thanks, Andy. We have some breaking news on Red Report Sports. Nielsen failed to mention that he vaulted into a tree to save a verm cat this afternoon. Nielsen was on his way to practice when he heard a distressed meowing sound from a tree near the dome. Nielsen was transporting poles to an outdoor track at the time of the event. The cat didn't appear to have any injuries, and Nielsen was able to climb down the tree on his own. Get Disc, that's the motto of USD's newly formed athletic team. The men's and women's swimming and diving teams are declining their scholarships and instead forming an ultimate frisbee team.
Some would say we're not the best swimmers, but I say we're even better disc players. So they're in there having practice right now, but we decided to come out here, toss some disc around, have some fun. We got studs, we got runners, we got throwers, we got jumpers.
Ultimate Frisbee takes a lot more skill, dedication, passion. Swimming is really a mental game, but with Ultimate Frisbee, it's just a game with you and your friends.
You can catch the Ultimate Frisbee team in action Friday evening as they take on the University of Alabama in the Dome. USD's international office announced that it will be offering full scholarships to any incoming students from Canada. The announcement comes after President Donald Trump met with Prime Minister Justin Trudeau regarding changes to Canada and America's trade agreement. Canada University saw a 50% increase in registration following the results of the American election. Trump believes it's only fair Canadians come down to compete in the U.S., making the agreement fair. The Summit League has released a new set of weekly awards. The honors will be presented to student athletes who represent their school with pride and confidence and an overall great personality. 2 USD athletes were presented with these new awards. Sophomore basketball player Matt Mooney has been awarded the Swag Master Athlete of the Week, and senior diver Grayson Herding was given an award for having so many awards. Conference officials say these new awards are more representative of athletes receiving them. That's a look at sports. Coming up after the break, we ask students their thoughts on the USD-SDSU merger. Their answers are next.
Welcome to the transportation service, Vermilion Uber.
This is Vermilion Uber. I've got places to go and I've got things to do, so hurry up.
With expert drivers.
Yeah, like now.
Conveniently located. And a high degree of customer satisfaction. Download our app today on Google Play or the App Store.
What you're about to watch is a news parody. Its stories are not fact-checked, its reporters are not real journalists, and its opinions are not fully thought through.
In this week's Out and About, we asked students how they feel about USD and SDSU merging. Here's what they said.
We're gonna see a lot more livestock on campus, definitely.
I'd be pretty mad, I guess, because they're kind of rivals, you know?
I haven't heard anything about it.
I don't know.
That's kind of dumb.
We shouldn't give up our school.
I'm gonna have to move away, start my own university, and call it USD 2.0.
We should fight for our school. We shouldn't let the oppressors live in our university.
Please, God, no. I don't want anything to do with those jacks.
I think SDSU is a horrible place and has horrible people.
I protest. I strongly protest.
Collectively as a school in sports, I think that would cause a lot of turmoil.
Why do you need two? The best one's here, so.
That would be a really bad idea. No.
I don't know what to say.
That is atrocious.
I object with my whole body and soul and mind.
Grab the new edition of The Volant, featuring a column complaining about campus food, a photograph of USD sporting event, and your name in the police blotter. It's out today.
That's all for the Red Report. Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter and Instagram.
And if you're thinking about joining student media, be sure to go to the Coyote News auditions on Monday from 4 to 8 in the Al Newharth Media Center, room 219.
Remember, it's not real news, it's the Red Report. Thank you for watching and have a great night.